Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another week in the behind the scenes of trading with Alex G. So last week we made, I think it was like 150, 160,000. We left about another 150K on the table, but it is what it is. Right now we're on a 2-week winning streak, and I see this week being the third. Now, not gonna lie, we have a pretty degenerate decision that I decided to make about 20 minutes ago. And that is that I'm going to be trading the SPX 500 this week. I want to see what the fuck all the hype is about. People are saying, oh, why don't you trade anything other than Forex? Why don't you trade US 30, NAS 100? Right? Why the fuck would I want to trade that? All I hear about that is complaint. I'd rather trade a pair that moves 20, 30 pips a day. I have a 10 to 15 pip stop loss, get a 1 to 3, 1 to 4 risk to reward. Chilling. Why am I chasing pips? Why am I chasing that type of volatility? I'm good. All of these markets are at an all-time high. I hate trading pairs that are on all-time high. I like looking left, and I like seeing weekly structure, daily structure that has retested it multiple times in the past. And if I go to the SPX 500, if I go to US 30, when I go to the highs, I don't see anything because price has never been there. So I'm just really kind of just guessing. But you know what? This week we're going to make the most possible educated guess that we possibly can make. And we're going to see if it's worth trading the SPX 500 or trading the other currency pairs. So with that being said, our goal this week is to make about $250,000 as well. And let's begin, shall we? So starting off with SPX 500, very simple. I go to the weekly time frame for every single pair just to understand where the market is at that given point. Right now, we're at the highest high we've ever freaking been. So how can I even place my weekly areas of interest, my weekly rejection points? I can't because they're non-existent. So I kind of have to just go down to the daily time frame. So that alone already removes confluences and, probability off my trade. All right, cool. Let me go to the daily time frame. What do I got? Nothing. There is literally a one structure point right here to the left, and if I look more left, there is nothing. So this market right here is literally as well not really that valid, because for me to consider a valid area of interest, I need a minimum of 3 structure point rejections. Right here we have 1, kind of 2, but even then it didn't respect this, so we really don't got shit. The 4-hour time frame, on the other hand, so now we're already down 2 different time frames, meaning we don't have the weekly as a confirmation, we don't have the daily as a confirmation, we really only got the 4-hour. And the only reason I even considered taking this trade is because 1, my students challenged me inside of my community, and 2, because I see one of my favorite patterns, which is a head and shoulders pattern. Once we approach this high previously, we have a reaction from this head and shoulders pattern, and we basically created a beautiful break of the neckline, retest of the area, and then we sold off. All right, at least we got that, right? But if you were to actually, pay attention to my strategy, if you'd actually be part of my community, you know that this would be one of the last confirmations of my strategy, which is the head and shoulders. But if you notice right here, we actually are potentially creating the exact same head and shoulders at quote unquote the same exact area. I would consider this to be the higher low, the higher high, and we have very much clearly broken this neckline of the head and shoulders, and we are now retesting this minor area of interest on the 4-hour. Realize what I say, minor, because we really have about a week's worth of data on this market. We don't have years, months, decades of price that actually rejects it. What I like to see, for example, is a trade like NZDJPY. I like to see a weekly area of interest that price has rejected this area tens of times in the past. We've been rejecting this area since September of 2022, about to be 3 years. We had one weekly rejection, 2 weekly rejection, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, we have a lot of beefed up price around here that whenever we're above, we're like, this is my shit right here. But when I go to the 4-hour on SPX 500, I really only have like 3 structure points, and then on the 4th it gave 2 shits about it and it went up. But you know what? Okay, we'll do it for the culture. We'll take this trade for the boys. So right now we have a perfect entry loading up. The only con with SPX 500 and taking this sell at this moment right now is that it is a bank holiday, and pretty much this just moves off of, you know, bank movement. And the last thing I want to do is enter a trade when there's going to be specifically no volatility on this trade. Now, I am a believer to trade on bank holidays, but obviously I believe on trading on a US bank holiday, but on a pair that does not have the US in it, obviously. So I am interested in taking the sell from this point right here. I'm just going to be waiting for bank holiday to be over, so maybe tonight London session I'll be interested in taking it, and I'm going to be waiting for a engulfing to enter this trade. This trade right here is an extremely high risk degenerate trade, but I am very interested in taking this sell because literally the last time that we were here, we created the perfect head and shoulders at this area, and I believe we're going to do it once again. Next, we got Euro JPY, which I was interested in taking this trade. Thank God I did not, because I would have taken a fucking crazy L. This was a very high risk trade. I was waiting for a break and retest of this area. We never got it, so I never took the trade. GBPCHF was interested in taking this buy, and we did wick into this area perfectly, exactly how I wanted to, but I could not manage to find an entry. So for now, what I'm going to be doing on GBPCHF is waiting for price to body candlestick close above this area, retest this to then continue going to the upside, and wait for that opportunity to give and present itself. NZDJPY is probably by far my favorite market, and we're not going to let Diddy us in this market right here because I see a clear setup. This market is obviously very bearish, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, coming back to retest this area of interest, round psychological level 87,000. All I'm waiting for on the 4-hour time frame is a shift of structure. I need the 4-hour to shift in order for me to enter this trade. I need the daily to show me some type of a rejection, some type of pin bar, so I can take this trade down. This right here is about to be a monster. And no, I'm not talking about this monster right here. I'm talking about of a monster trade that is cooking up right now on NZDJPY. So we're going to wait for this market to give us that shift of structure in order for us to be interested in taking this trade. NZDUSD, same exact thing, waiting for this to give us a very strong, clear break below this area. This market is extremely bearish. We have had many, many wins on this over the last couple of weeks. Beautiful 1 to 5, beautiful 1 to 4 nearly. We're potentially going to grab, not Diddy, right? We're going to wait for another 1 to 3, 1 to 4 to cook up. So waiting for this market to give us a beautiful break and retest of this area, so then we can take this trade to the downside. This is one of my favorite pairs as well. Waiting for this to cook up this opportunity so we can enter this trade. GBPCAD. Oof! GBPCAD. Last week we missed this trade. We called it perfectly. Break and retest to the neckline to sell. We had the break and retest to the neckline to sell, but it happened way too fast. Way too fast for me. But now we're back. You're back, right? Yes, sir. You are back. What'd you think? You were going to leave without me? Not happening. Price is coming back into this area, and now I'm going to be waiting for price to give me a rejection from this area to then sell. Beautiful rejection from this area of interest. I'm going to be waiting for a rejection from this EMA, from this area of interest to sell. I'm waiting for any confirmation to potentially enter this trade. This is one of my favorite pairs for the week as well. I'm going to put my alarm right here just to let me know in the event that it is actually rejecting it. I'm going to jump right into it. GBP/NZD, very similar to GBPCAD. We are waiting for price to come back, retest, and reject this area of interest. I have my alarm set up at my area of interest, so I'm interested in taking this sell once this trade presents itself. So this one is almost there. It's almost at the spot where I'm going to be interested in selling. The most key and important thing about my strategy is waiting for the trade to come back to the area of interest so you can sell at the area of interest. If you're not at the area of interest, you cannot take the trade. Plain and simple. GBP/USD is going to be another market where I'm just kind of just watching it for some time of next week. Honestly, we got so much more motion going on in these other markets that I'm just going to be waiting for that to happen. So we're going to move up GBPCAD. We're going to move up NZDUSD. We're going to move up NZDJPY and GBP/NZD. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm hyped. It's Monday. Let's see what goes down. Set and forget, and we'll update you guys then. Yo, this is fucking crazy. Oh my God, bro, what the fuck is going on? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Bro, what the fuck is going on, dude? Holy shit. You realize if I would have entered this, how fucking much money I would be up right now. I would be up right now easily a 1 to 4 risk to reward. SPX 500, all my IC traders out there. You guys fucking suck, bro. Dude, you guys are ass. My first time trading this pair, and look at this. Bro, I don't know why I did not enter this trade. Now I feel like a fucking bitch. But this was so easy. Oh my god, bro. On the other hand, we look at GBPCAD, and then I decided to enter this one last night. I wasn't home to record it, but wow, SPX 500, bro. Yo, you fucking IC traders are dog shit, man. Like, I literally predict this shit with the tip of my cock, bro. This was so easy. Left, head and shoulders at the area of interest, head and shoulders at the area of interest, and that's it, bro. You guys are just complicating this shit so much. Oh, man. On the other hand, what the fuck? Holy shit, bro. GBPCAD, bro. Like, dude, what is going on? How do you have a 4-hour candlestick to create a 145 pip move? This is why I never place a take profit. Right now, I am technically up on this. Another 1 to 5. Holy shit, bro. Yo, hate or love me, bro. I am fucking a disgusting trader. Like, I am literally predicting these moves day after day, sniper after sniper. Right now, we are up $191,000 on GBPCAD. Yes, still on the broken phone. You know why? Because we don't give a fuck. Oh, how am I gonna go turn in my phone at Apple and let them be fixing my phone while I have a $200,000 position open? Oh, Alex, you can go log into your other phones on the MetaTrader. Yes, but it's like a superstition thing. This is the profitable phone. I don't want to fuck with it. Wow, bro. Dude, this is it. That's it. I called it perfect. I think I'm ready to close out this trade. Diddy, you didn't get me this time, motherfucker. Yo, where you been? Where you been, dog? 3 weeks I've been killing. I haven't seen you. Where you been at? That's what I thought. Talking all that shit. I do think we are going to have a reaction from this point over here, though. So I'm definitely going to consider getting out very soon. Wow, I just still can't even comprehend this. It's 8 in the morning. I just woke up and I wake up to this. What a great morning. NZDJPY, we are rejecting this area of interest right now as we speak. I'm going to be waiting for an actual shift of structure for us to take this trade to the downside. NZDUSD just broke this area exactly how we have been wanting. Beautiful. Look at that. Perfect. Picasso. Bearish engulfing candlestick. Now we're gonna wait for this to come back, retest it, and sell. GBPNZD rejected from this area to perfection. I did not catch this trade. It is what it is. It's part of the game. EuroJPY, very high risk trade. We never got a break and retest under, so we never took this trade. GBPCHF price came back into this area of interest. The daily bullish engulfing candlestick never really broke above, so we never took the trade. So now we are way down here. That's why you can't buy at a resistance, because this can happen. And GBPUSD right now, it looks like it's having a break and retest. For now, our main priority is NZDUSD, waiting for this daily time frame to close. NZDJPY needs some type of rejection, and GBPCAD, we're just gonna set and motherfucking forget. Yo, and I went super conservative, bro. I risked 55,000 on this trade right here. I went extremely conservative on this trade because I did not believe that the daily time frame had enough rejection to have this move. I would have never, I generally thought I was gonna get wicked out. If I look to the left, I see multiple rejections on this trade. So I decided to say, you know what, I'll take it because just the 4-hour confirmation is just so clean. And then based off of the one, I'm anticipating all that to happen. Honestly, I really did think I was gonna get wicked out. My stop loss was placed very tight for that purpose, but you know, it did end up playing out very well. So let's see what happens now with GBPCAD, SPX 500. Dude, this was so easy, man. Oh my god, bro. I'm just realizing you traders complain like motherfuckers, man. People complain, dude. Like, trading this, I get it, it's hard if you don't know what you're doing, but just learn. Get a proper strategy. Like, look at this. I'm literally predicting this shit every single fucking week. I'm on a 3 fire week winning streak. This is about to say, if I don't take another trade, I'm on my 3rd winning streak, bro. Wow. If this closes like this with a very strong bearish move, I'm going to wait for price to come back, retest, and then just sell. Again, I am not a rocket scientist genius. All I'm just doing is looking to the left. Last time we broke this level, what did we do? We came back, we retested it, and then we sold. I would love if it would have came back a little bit more. So we'll probably wait for that here. But, wow. Good morning. So we'll update you guys in the next couple of hours to see how these moves are happening. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is currently Wednesday morning, 11 in the morning, if you guys can even see that. I'm a greedy motherfucker. So I got greedy, I paid the price, and it is what it is. You know, I was up yesterday. Oh my God, it only gets worse. I was up yesterday, $200,000 on this trade. You guys saw it. Right now we're up 98,000, 99,000. Just took another screenshot. So I decided that it was going to be a good idea to flex. Yo, on the set and forget G. We're going to continue to hold this shit. Yeah, I thought. This trade completely motherfucking reversed. It reacted from this support level exactly how I anticipated. But you know what? I'm that guy. And I'm here going to prove a motherfucking point. Because I do think it is going to reject from this structure point. Excuse me. I just burped into the mic 3 times. I was on a 36-hour fast. As soon as I start eating now, that's TMI. Why am I even explaining all this? The point is that right now we are retesting this structure point, this EMA, and I do believe that this is going to continue to have a push to the downside. I think this right now is just creating a lower high, had a reaction from this support level, which is exactly what I would anticipate from a market once it does this move. Now I believe that we're going to continue having a push to the downside. This is going to continue having lower lows and lower highs, and we're going to continue heading to the downside. Just waiting for a reaction here. A lot of people may ask, yo, Alex, do you enter a scaling position here? The answer is no, I don't. I don't believe in scaling positions. I think they're very high risk. I think that's just you betting on the overall direction of the market rather than just entering a high probability trade. Scaling in is just you being too invested into the move, in my opinion. Sometimes it could work, but I've found many times that it doesn't. So I'd rather not take a trade if it's not a high probability trade setup. So for me, this trade, I would not be interested in scaling in rather than just holding the original position. Can this come back and take me out at my original entry? Yeah, sure. Could definitely do that. Will that suck? Yeah, definitely would suck. But we do have other trade setups lining up like NZDJPY. Right now, we are currently rejecting this structure point. So I'm waiting for the market to give us a break and retest below this area in order for us to be interested in selling. So we're yet to do that. NZDUSD has officially broken this area and is now coming back to then retest it. And now that we're coming back to retest this area, I'm going to be waiting for an entry and a reaction from this point to then be interested in taking the sell. Right now, we're just at this area. I want to make sure that I can have the proper rejections to enter this trade. And as of right now, we don't have that. We've just approached it. There's no real rejection. Until we don't get that rejection, we cannot enter the sell. But it's only Wednesday. We still technically have what's left of New York, which is pretty ass. Then we have all of London tonight. Then we have all of Thursday, New York. Then we have Thursday, London, and that's pretty much it. So we technically only have 3 good sessions left. It's more than enough for us to have a pretty solid move in the market, but I'm betting on those sessions to give us the move. All these other markets, for now, I'm really not interested. GU still setting up for next week. My main focus is NZDUSD and NZDJPY. GBPCAD, fingers crossed. Let's hope it does not fucking take us out at break even. That would suck. By the way, fingers crossed, that shit does not even work. In trading, nothing works other than just following a strategy. So let's see what happens. By the way, if you guys are not subscribed to this channel, subscribe. This is my trading channel, Alex G Trades. This is my trading channel. A lot of you guys are like, yo, I don't know if this is a real channel or if this is leaked content. No, this is purpose content that I'm doing for you guys for this YouTube channel, where it's strictly about trading, where I'm getting deep down into my trades. You guys ask for this shit all the time, and I use my main channel more for like educational on strategies. This is just like the behind the scenes raw of how I trade with my students every single day and my thought process behind the trade ideas when I share with them. So if you guys want to potentially become a student, hit the link in the description below. Application only. We only accept about 10 to 15 students a week because it's a one-on-one with me for a series of 6 months. And subscribe to this channel so you can actually see the behind the scenes if you don't get accepted to be part of a student, so you can still somehow learn. So let's come back in a couple of hours and see how the market has reacted then. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another morning in the fucking office or in the market or whatever you want to call it. So we got good news and we got bad news. We got not bad news, but some good news. Not bad, but really bad. This is really bad, but this is really good. This is really good if it doesn't fucking work. This is not bad. This is really good, but we are going to talk about both. So I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go crazy, bro. Yo, these markets will make you go fucking out of your mind. GBPCAD, we continue to hold this position like a dumbass. We caught this to perfection, and now honestly I just got greedy. I really just wanted to continue to hold this, prove a point. And proving a point here, yeah, it came a little bit more expensive than I thought. I think this will continue to have excuse me, massive push to the downside, but oh man, it's just so, I could have totally closed on here. This is pretty unnecessary. I could have even closed after this ginormous bearish pin bar. Honestly, I'm lying because I would have expected for that candlestick to fill that. So you know what, I could have closed after this, but then I thought I was going to have a reaction from this structure point and I'm pushed down, because clearly it did approach this structure point right here and then it did reject it along with the EMA. I actually expected continuation to push to the downside, but this happened like right at 5, 6 in the morning. So I was just like, you know what, we're going to continue to hold. I stayed committed to the trade and it just kept going back, and now at this point I'm like, all right, whatever. That's it, whatever, it is what it is. But you know, I'd be using this thing called the set and forget strategy, and this thing called the set and forget strategy has a 99.99999% win rate, and we never fucking miss. So I entered NZDUSD exactly how I said yesterday. Literally go back, click back 60 seconds. You guys can see how I said waiting for this trade to come back into this area. Once it's at this area, I'm going to wait for some rejection to enter this trade to the downside. That is exactly what we did. After a massive daily break below this area, we then have a retest of this area. Now once we have a retest of this area is then where I waited for my rejection to then sell. I go to the lower time frame, I get my rejection, and then guess what, we fucking sell. Literally as simple as it gets. I went a little bit on the more conservative side here. So we're up $138,000 on this position. We're still holding GBPCAD, which is probably like a total of like 50K right now, which is pretty washed, but it is what it is. This trade is playing out perfect. We're going to continue to hold. I see this beautiful left head, right shoulder. I would love for it to break through this structure point and what I would consider the neckline. Weekly time frame is closing with a very, very strong bearish engulfing candlestick. Daily time frame is closing with very strong continuation moves. And yeah, that's pretty much it. NZDJPY, exactly what I've been waiting for as well. Price approached this area, massive bearish engulfing candlestick, and I'm not gonna, a lot of people are like, yo, why aren't you entering this trade right now? Well, it's because this is not a confirmed candlestick. We still have 4 hours and 25 minutes on this move right here, and if we just literally base our last trade from NZDUSD, what happens after a strong bearish engulfing candlestick? We have a pullback. So right now we're literally creating this bearish confirmation candlestick. After that, then I'll wait for the pullback to then sell. Now, I don't always wait for that, right? Like it's not like a every single trade thing, but it's something that I tend to do many times, and this is what I teach my students every single week. Like you have to know how to be able to identify the difference of when to do it and when to not do it. And when you're able to perfect that, that is when everything in your trading will change. So for now, NZDUSD, we're going to just set and forget and wait until it actually confirms this closure, which is already doing that. Then we got to wait for the retest, and then we will sell. S&P 500, this is some wild shit right here. The fact that we had a massive push to the downside and we have completely reversed all the way back up at this resistance level is total ape shit to me. Like, dude, trading at these highs are just so crazy because you're at literally the highest point we've ever been. Wow, it's just pretty insane to me. So for now, I'm just going to continue to watch this market. Honestly, right now we are actually properly below this resistance, so I can anticipate for this to reject from here. So honestly, I'm really just going to be looking for the same trade. I got another rejection at this area and then sell, but this time we're going to actually execute the trade, not like last time. So this right here is pretty much another one, and another one. It might be another one. If not, we just wait for a retest to then head to the upside. GBP NZD. It's crazy because I literally placed this risk to reward tool here at the beginning of the week. Price gave me the entry, went straight to my take profit. After I hit my take profit, straight back into entry. So it just shows how accurate my analysis is on these trades. Sometimes it's pretty scary, honestly. I'm telling you, like, I need to be protected from the aliens immediately. Dude, like, this trade was, you know, a lot. It would have been a loss if we would have taken it. GBPCHF had a break and retest from this area. Wow, I didn't even realize. Predicted this one as well without even realizing. And GBPUSD is currently cooking. Yeah, our main focus right now is SPX 500 and NZDJPY for potential new entries, and continue to hold NZDUSD. So that's pretty much it. Let's check back in a couple of hours, see if this hits our take profit. If the daily time frame closes how it's closing right now, I might expect a little bit of a retracement to then push the price to the downside. So we'll update you guys then. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Holy shit. I think I have just done the most legendary decision making. Fuck this, right? S&P 500. We did what we did had to do at the beginning of the week. We're done. GBPCAD yesterday, London session. Pop up the clip. So we're gonna close this trade right now. So showing you guys right here. That's how we do it. 50. Hold on, let me screen record it for the haters on social media. Gotta do it for the fucking haters. This is the haters' goals right here. Their goal is to make $55,000 a month, and I'm doing this on accident. Like, I am like, this is like break even to me almost. So we're gonna come here, close bulk operations, close all positions, close all our positions. 3.1 million on the account. Come here to our total profit for the last 4 weeks, 894,000. Pretty good, pretty solid. Not bad, not bad. So right now, probably take a shower. Neil called me before I came into here. So Neil works late at night as well, like me, and he told me, yo, pull up to pick up 2 of my watches that he's been kind of holding down for me, because I don't really like going to the office when there's a lot of people there. So we'll probably pull up to Neil maybe in like the next 30 minutes, 45 minutes, right at 2 a.m., pick up some watches, come right back. That's pretty much a night. I'll wake up maybe at 8, 9 in the morning as well. So I really will sleep just a little bit at night, maybe, 4 or 5 hours. Wake up, do whatever I have to do in the morning, and then right at midday, I'll just like take a 2-3 hour nap. Maybe around 3, 4 in the afternoon sometimes when it's traffic hour, because I really don't leave for traffic hour. And then I basically reset the day again. And on the weekend, I literally spend 90% of my time here at the house, just doing stuff, going to see family, and just trying to just relax. Because honestly, staying up like this every single night, sometimes it just is mentally draining, having to just watch this shit and just make a decision off of it. So yeah, let's go take a shower, pull up to Neil's place, and see where the night takes us. So literally last night, I decided to close out the position because I saw the market headed into London session with no momentum. The market wasn't moving in our favor. So I closed out the position. I would have literally had a $200,000 1 to 6 risk to reward trade become the fattest loser I have ever had. NZDUSD, on the other hand, I did the exact same thing. I was in profit, nearly a 1-to-1 risk to reward, and this trade would have became another big loser. It's crazy the intuition that I have when it comes to trading, and I can just make these decisions. And I have literally become a very, very successful trader, and I have become a very, very successful mentor, explaining and educating people on this previously. Because if not, if you would have came up to me, I don't know, a year ago, I would have answered this by saying, yeah, I mean, bro, this is normal. It's part of the process. It happens. It's a loss. We move on. And I'm still saying that. But now I am being able to snipe and identify the positions, when to break the rule on closing early and when to not. I don't know. I just think it's crazy. And this is just me realizing as time goes on that, this is really experience. The more experience that you have, and the more time you're in front of the charts, you just really like you're in sync with the markets. You really understand. Like I don't want to say it's a gut feeling because it's not, but it almost turns into one because you've just been part of these markets for so long. And NZDJPY had a beautiful move, didn't enter it, we did nothing. I closed out here the trade, as you guys can see yesterday. Close it out at $54,000. So I'm just gonna show you guys that right now. But I don't know, I just think it's crazy the fact that I've become such a better trader in the last 6 months, and I feel like I'm only going to become better. And I love it. I really, really do love it. This is probably one of the worst mistakes I have ever done. I think this whole entire year, I let probably one of the biggest risk to reward trades that I have ever been in become a break-even trade. This right here is a perfect example of greed to the ultimate level. And I'm not going to beat myself up on it because I understand what I did was fucking stupid. I literally realized that price has hit this support level and I was going to have a reaction from it. And I wanted to be a hero and continue to hold. You know what? I paid the price. I'm responsible for it. It is what it is. I see some crazy market opportunity on this trade next week, depending on how that weekly candlestick closes. And I'm very excited for how the market's going to react then. But this week, honestly, in my book, was a profitable week. We predicted XPX 500, beautiful sales to start off the week with a clean 1-2, 1-3 risk to reward, which they ended up going to being a nearly 1-7. GBPCAD was a beautiful trade setup that ended up being a 1-6. Just my decision making of deciding to close fucked it up. NZDJPY so far is having a beautiful trade movement, and I think it's going to set up the perfect trade for next week. NZDUSD ended up having the break that I wanted, having the retest. I got into profit and I closed out literally perfectly before hitting stop loss. So this would have been the only loss we would have had this week. GBPNZD had the original move that I wanted for it to have earlier this week, and we just came back to this area right now before the week closing. Euro JPY was a very high risk trade, so we would have actually just had this straight loser. And GBPCHF would have been a break-even trade, a losing trade. So out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trades, we technically lost 2, and we won the other 5. And those risk to reward, if I was, you don't even do the math on it because you're gonna drive yourself crazy. You know, woulda, coulda, shoulda. It's part of the process. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That wraps up the week, boys. Honestly, not a bad week. Usually, typically, I maybe predict 2-3 markets and then the others end up being losers and they just don't really have moves. And the fact that out of 7 markets, I pretty much predicted nearly 60% of it, almost 65-70% of it. It's a good week to me. The risk to reward was extremely profitable with those 1-7, 1-6s. You could have literally taken every single trade, lost every single trade and just won 1. So lost 7 trades, and with 1 winner, you would have made it all back. So I don't know how else I can make this more transparent. All I can say is hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure you guys check out the other videos in this channel. They're all breakdowns like this of very unique trades and how I react to the market and decision making on every single one of those trades. Truthfully, I don't personally understand how people out there can just not realize that in order for you to become a profitable trader, it's not so much about the strategy, but it's how you go and execute the strategy at that very moment. And I feel like I'm doing my best here taking that over to you guys. So with that being said, no further ado, hit that subscribe button, go watch the other videos. And if you guys want to join the community and be part of my team, apply below. Maybe you join, maybe you don't. And make sure to set and forget. See you guys.